Hello students, good morning. Today we are going to start a new chapter of biology, chapter 7, control and coordination. Control and coordination is another life process, a life process which helps to control our body activities and coordinate it one after the other. For example, any action, anything we do in our daily daily activities are connected one by one, or it takes place one after the another. For an example, when we feel hungry, we eat food. First we feel hungry. When we feel hungry, our body need food. So we take in food. For taking in food, we take the food with our hand. First of all, we identify the food. We look at our food, if it is edible or not, with our sense organs. We see it with our eyes. We feel it with our skin, whether it is hot, cold or anything. We smell it with our nose. We taste it with our tongue. Taking it with our hand or with using a spoon, we keep it in our mouth. After keeping it in our mouth, we start to chew it. So, thinking of food, eating it, chewing it, swallowing it, and the food start digesting in you already learned that this food starts digesting in the mouth itself. Then saliva produced from the salivary glands. You know, at the sight of a food, at the smell of a food, in the same time the saliva produced in our mouth. How that happen? How all these things happen? Because our body coordinate all these things and control all the activities. When we take food with our hand, it is directed to our mouth. Inside the mouth, saliva produce and we chew it, we swallow it. Then the stomach is ready for digesting with its digestive enzymes. The food starts digesting in the stomach. So all these things happen one after the other or simultaneously. For this, a coordination is necessary. This is only one example. Like that, so many examples are there. So many things we do, you think about it. So many things we do, connect one after the other, or simultaneously we are doing some activities, all which need a coordination. For that, there is a system in our body. That system is the nervous system. Nervous system is the system help in the control and coordination of our body. So this is the nervous system in humans. Human nervous system mainly consists of two major parts or two major regions: the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. The central nervous system, which is shortly called the CNS, is the brain and spinal cord. And the peripheral nervous system consists of all the other nerves, all the other parts of nervous system. Or for your identification, we can simplify it in a way that CNS is what is inside two cavities, that is vertebral column and brain. Vertebral column and skull. Within the skull there is brain. Within the vertebral column there is spinal cord. So brain and spinal cord include central nervous system, and all other nerves contain the peripheral nervous system. So these two main systems, major regions are there. It is the human nervous system is mainly divided into these two major regions. Here you can see some more systems, like other than CNS and PNS, any peripheral nervous system. There is an ENS, that is enteric nervous system, which help in the digestion, located in the digestive tract, which is responsible for autonomous functions and can operate independently of the brain and spinal cord. So here we can see human nervous system has some structural and functional units which are called neuron or nerves, nerve cells. These nerve cells are the structural and functional unit of the nervous system of animals. Billions of nerve cells together make up our brain and spinal cord. Billions of nerve cells are there, and each nerve cell is called a neuron. It is a microscopic structure which contain three major parts. And you have learned in the lower classes that the nerve cell is the longest cell in our body. Yes, it is the longest cell. Some nerve cells can have a length of 1 meter, almost 1 meter. But this nerve cell is very thin, so it is microscopic structure. Three major parts are there in a nerve cell: cell body, dendrites and axon. Cell body, you can see here the cell body of a neuron. This is the cell body of a neuron, and this cell body contain a nucleus in the middle. Cell body of the neuron contain a nucleus in the middle, and there are dendrites. There are dendrites outside the cell body, extensions of cell body. These are extensions of cytoplasm, and these extensions are branched. These branched structures are called dendrites, and they receive the nerve impulse or message. You can simply call them message. They receive the messages from the surrounding. And now the cell body is extended, or one of the dendrite, you can see one of the dendrite is a long piece. One of the dendrite is a very long piece, which is called axon. This dendrite is called axon, the most elongated dendrite, which is called axon. And this axon is covered with a sheath. And this sheath is called myelin sheath. This is called myelin sheath. And this axon end up in branches, terminal branches. This axon end with the terminal branches. Nerve endings are there. There are nerve endings at the terminal branches. And here in the cell body it is filled with cytoplasm. The cell body is filled with cytoplasm. This is the structure of a neuron. You already learned this structure in class 9. In class 9 you have learned this. So neurons are the structural and functional unit of nervous system. And now between two neurons you can see this is the end, terminal branches or axon end, which is called nerve ending. Here another nerve starts. The another dendrite of another nerve can be here. This place, the ending of one nerve and the starting of another nerve. There is a gap between two nerve endings of one nerve and the dendrite of another nerve. Has this is one nerve is connected with another. Like this, there can be long structures in our body which carry messages from one part to another part of the body, or from one part to the brain, or parts of the body carry messages from parts of the body to the brain, or from brain to parts of the body. In that case, there is a small gap in between two nerves, the nerve ending of one nerve and the dendrite of another nerve, and that is called a synapse. Here you can see synapse. The dendrites and the synaptic knobs of the axons. Synaptic knobs means nerve endings of axon of neighboring neurons are in the physical contact with one another without fusing. This point of contact between neighboring nerves is called a synapse. It is only a gap between two nerves. Okay. So what is a nerve impulse? A nerve impulse is the conduction of stimuli by the nerve cell. You can say that when you see an object, for example, I am saying you an example, when you see an object, you identify that object. How do you identify that object? You identify that object by previous knowledge. So, you are seeing with your eyes. You are seeing the object with your eyes. And this eyes has nerve endings which carry messages of what object you are seeing, what is that object, how it looks like. That message is sent to the brain by the eye nerves. From the nerves of the eye, the message carry from the nerves of the eye to the brain, and the brain think over it or analyze the information. When brain analyze the information, it get the point what the object is from previous knowledge, or by reading it, or by understanding it. Brain understand what is it, and this process is carried out by nerve impulse. Conduction of stimuli. Stimuli means whatever an external or internal thing that that you see, an external or internal feeling, or an external thing that you see, or light. These are all stimuli. Sound, light, all are stimuli. So these smell, all are stimuli. The stimuli reach in our nerve cells. For that there are receptor organs in our sense organs. So there are sense organs in our body to take the stimuli. So taking of stimuli to our body is carried out by sense organs, and it conduct nerve impulse through the nerves. The dendrites will receive the stimuli from the receptor or sense organ and conduct the same as electrical impulse to the axon through the cytid. At the synapse, the synaptic knob release out chemical substances called neurotransmitters, which convert an electrical impulse into chemical impulse and pass it to the neighboring neuron. So in the synapse, there is no connection of two nerves, there is a gap. In that gap, there is a conversion take place. Electrical impulses through the neuron, the message is passed as electrical impulse. But in the synapse, the electrical impulse converted into a chemical impulse, and that is carried out through the synapse to the neighboring neuron. There are three types of neuron: sensory neuron, motor neuron, and association neuron. Now we learn this one in another video. Till then, learn this and take notes. Draw the diagram of neuron. Okay? Thank you.